right here.
Do you mind?
Sylvain to your right, Mr. Kingsley.
Mr. Kingsley, face us this way, please.
And then when you get the opportunity.
All the way left, please.
X on this side.
X. Yeah, right there, left. At the front.
Zlatko, right down the middle, all that right there, good smile. Chin down there, young man. Chin down. Hold on, man. Chin down now. There you go, right there.
Zlatko, straight on if I could, and that smile if I could.
Right here, Trevor. Perfect, one more time.
And then just straight on if I could, that's perfect. And one more if I could, Arian, that's perfect, thank you.
All the way to your left, please. Stand straight. Arian, can you look back to your left?
Arian, straight ahead.
Big smile. Beautiful.
One more time.
Bechir, straight ahead, please.
Grosse.
No, just to the wall, Bechir.
That's perfect. And one more.
Is it right here for me? Down again. Last one. High. And Bechir, back to spacer.
Erica.
No, you're not. Oh my God.
And Demetrius, how you doing?
Right, ready. Demetrius, everybody this way, please. Everybody on the right.
Hi.
Oh, Andrew is here. All right. Right here, sir.
And then just trade places with her. And straight on.
Straight ahead, please.
And then Destin, can you turn towards us right there?
Destin.
Stay right there. Hold that, Destin. One yard.
Can you look all the way back, Destin? One more. Destin, sir. Right here.
Turn your body to us right there. Hold that beautiful smile in there. Yeah, stay with me. I'm almost done. Last one.
I know it's on a phone, y'all.
If I get a call, I can't take it. and when you can. Just right back. And that's perfect right there. And one more.
And then same thing. Perfect, thank you. Perfect.
This has been a long time coming. This project started 4 years ago for me, and it was such a joy to work with people like Destin, Cretton, Sylvain, Kingsley, Yahya Abdul-Mateen. You could not ask for more incredible, teammates on a project like this. And I'm just excited for people to finally see it. We've been waiting a while, so we're excited. So this sort of came to me already with Destin involved, already with Sylvain Kingsley involved, and then there was this X Factor, the Simon Williams, and nobody quite knew who Simon was. It was my job to figure him out and try to tell stories about the entertainment industry, which I love. I love writing about this world. I love other movies and TV shows about this world, and I just wanted to try to be true to all the storytellers out here. I hope fans are excited about trying something new. This is a very different tone. It's a very different kind of Marvel show. And I hope people who think that they don't belong in the MCU will give the show a chance, because it's an entry point. There's no homework involved in this show. Anyone can enjoy it, and anyone can fall in love with Yahya and Sylvain, hopefully. That's my hope.
It's not your typical superhero story. It is a story about one actor trying to make it. And along the way, to become a great actor, you have to know oneself, and kind of that struggle that we all as artists have, Simon Williams is having on a much bigger scale. So I think it's delicious, amazing, human fun. In Wonder Man, there's so much humanity to these characters, and so much kind of like, I'm gonna say like micro acting, that it makes it really kind of like intoxicating to watch, and watching Yahya and Sylvain and Cleary and everyone kind of like wreak havoc. The biggest thing with this series is fighting for what you want to do in life, fighting for the what you believe you are capable of doing, and even though there's rejection, and even though you get hit on the face, sometimes literally in Wonder Man, the reality is like you can. If you strive for something amazing and you have the belief in it, I mean, resilience is a beautiful thing. And Simon is a story of resilience. And also, one of the big, huge themes is like knowing oneself. Who are we? What are we trying to do? What is being honest? Who do you fight for? Who do you believe in? It's got so much going for it. I'm in love with it.
It's exciting because this is a brand new show that I think people are going to just fall in love with. It's so different. It's so new. It's so Hollywood as well too. So I think, first of all, I think everybody's a little cold, but at the same time, we're excited, we're anxious, because a lot of us haven't seen the whole thing yet. And I can't wait to see this beautiful, beautiful story to be told, I mean, I think finally we get to see a depiction of Hollywood on the correct way, in a fun way, in the crazy way. You get to see all the angles and all the aspect of Hollywood, which is great. And also, we're seeing a Haitian family for the first time in a MCU, which is great, a culture that is not being represented, and to see somebody that's part of that background and their struggles and their struggle with the family, not only with Hollywood, but also with what they have inside of them. It's so real, and I'm excited for people to finally, that doesn't know that world, that doesn't know about Hollywood, to finally see a real depiction, somewhat real, a depiction of what we go through, and also have fun with it.
Feels like a big Hollywood premiere for a television show. but that's part of the fun of the show, is that it plays in every kind of space that you can play in as a creative person in Hollywood trying to make something. Well, Destin wanted to do another project with Sylvain after Shang-Chi and to continue the Trevor Slattery story. And we love Trevor Slattery. It's a concept that started in Iron Man 3, and then every time Sylvain took on the role, he evolved the character further and further. So all of us were really excited to see how he would evolve the character in a new project. At the same time, we were developing Wonder Man and thinking about it like a behind-the-scenes Hollywood story, and the two ideas just came together, and obviously Andrew Guest, who I worked with on Hawkeye, just created an amazing story. I always think about Marvel Studios as actually being a pretty experimental place. I think it's easy to look at, 35 films, I think it's more than that, and whoever countless hours of television we've produced, and the fact that it's all based on this amazing source material that's 80 years old. But actually, our first television show was WandaVision, which was extremely experimental. Our first, movie was a Robert Downey Jr. film from the director of Elf. It's hard to imagine now, but we were experimenting the whole way. Everything was a risk. Avengers was a risk. Who had brought all those characters together on screen before from different franchises? That was new. Guardians of the Galaxy was new. Winter Soldier was new. Ant-Man was, all these concepts were risks at the time. And I've been asked this question over the years on every single carpet, because I think we are always trying to see what's at the edge of what we're capable of doing. And so if you're a Marvel fan, you've been with us the whole time, I think you'll see this as us trying to push into new territory in a way that is new, but also feels like something that's been part of our DNA since the beginning.
It's amazing. I think one of the things that's so great about this is we had a wonderful cast and crew, and we shot here in LA. So we're here, so a lot of people can be here tonight to make it, because we're in LA, we're celebrating a show about Los Angeles, and we're all here at home. And so I can't wait to join everyone. So, let me take you back to the year of 2020. Steve Broussard and I were talking about what haven't we made at Marvel before, and we've never looked at a show about the industry. So we said, okay, where's a character called Simon Williams, who's an actor and has powers, but how could that work together? Same time across the globe, Destin, Cretton, and Jonathan Schwartz were working on Shang-Chi, and they had Trevor Slattery in their show, and he's an actor. So when we all got back in the office, we kind of put them together, chocolate and peanut butter style, hired Andrew Guest, our showrunner, and just put together this amazing story of what's it like in the MCU, which is like our world with some aliens and some technology. But surely there are movies, surely there are TV shows. What's that like?
Right now at this moment, it's so surreal, because this is a moment where part of your dream has come true. And you don't expect this in the beginning, you know what I mean? Especially, I got a comedy background, so I'm at bars, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And then to get thrown into this world, it kind of aligns with Doorman's character, you know what I mean? So it's just meta and surreal at the same time. It's both, but sometimes when you become a person, the funny just comes. I think everybody's funny, right? If I was to see your day to day, I'm pretty sure a lot of funny stuff would happen that you don't disclose. So, I think it's a blend of the room and then the character just existing. I mean, it was great to just come in and be able to play with a great director, James Punso, great writer, Zeke, you know what I mean, and myself,
It's magical. I mean, I grew up watching movies, enjoying some comics, not all, but some, namely Magneto, and so being here is a little surreal. When I first moved to LA with the ambitions of being an actor, I lived not too far from here. We drive down Hollywood Boulevard, seeing the premieres, and so to have one here is, proverbially speaking, it's a dream come true. There's a lot of reveals for me. As the performer, as the actor. So when I first got the opportunity, I didn't even know that there was going to be this much involvement in the show. It was kind of it was on a need-to-know basis. And so now, being able to delve into Eric Williams and his dynamic with Simon and the family dynamic. It's. I always say every role requires its own creative process, and this one is very unique. And so, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Well, in this, you don't have to know what preceded it to enjoy it. So the writers have been very sophisticated and intelligent to write a show that if you don't know the backstory or the original IP that these characters are derived from, you can still jump right in and have a ball with it.
This has been a long time coming. So the energy, I feel very lucky. I feel very lucky to be here, to be premiering this show that I love. When I watch it tonight, I'll be thinking of all the people that we made it with, all the places that we filmed at here in Los Angeles with an all LA-based crew, and it's our time to celebrate. I feel very happy. I love the fan base of Marvel. I love how they find Easter eggs, how they pick apart every frame of things that we put out there, and that interaction, there's just nothing like it in the world. I think they're going to have a lot of fun with this show. There's a lot of little things that they'll find that were inspired by the comics, but there's an equal amount of things that they'll find that are inspired by cinema. We're all film lovers, and I think everybody involved from Kevin on down, we're able to put our love of cinema into this show. You might be surprised on how much you love it for different reasons, and the core being just a wonderful character story about two people who don't quite know how to love outside of themselves at the beginning of the series and learn how to do it together by the end.
Well, the energy started for me when I turned the corner with all the traffic and the road blocked off and our little sign in the window of our chauffeur driver. And it's when you turn that corner and see, oh, all the cars are limos. What's going on? And then that starts the heartbeat just to go a little faster, and your peripheral vision just to pay attention a little bit more. Yeah. I'm no stranger, only because Trevor Slattery has been in 4 consecutive. This is his 4th appearance for Marvel. I haven't played a different character in each film. Then maybe I might be better acquainted, but I've stuck within Trevor, and I like him very much. I got very fond of Trevor.
I mean, it was one of the best on-set experiences I've ever had. It was definitely just so much fun, such a respectful environment. I'm just happy to be here with everybody again. And the show's amazing, so I just wanted to be here to celebrate it with everybody. I mean, I think that's what's most exciting. There's such a humor to it, and there's also such grounded drama to it, and I think people will be able to relate to it in kind of a different way. So I think it'll be something new that people will enjoy.
I would say the energy is very exciting tonight. I mean, I never take for granted the idea that you get to come to a premiere in LA on something you're very proud of, but to be here in Hollywood for a show that is about Hollywood on Hollywood Boulevard, I mean, it's amazing. I think everyone's very excited. So at Marvel, a lot of the way we approach stories is almost like genre explorations, like heist movies or spy movies, things like that. And one of my favorite genres is what I would call backstage Hollywood. If you think about everything from The Player to Boogie Nights or Ed Wood or these kind of classic pieces of cinema, it's about what it takes to be behind the scenes in LA. And so that felt like a really kind of strong into something we hadn't done before with a great character in Simon Williams. I think this differs from the typical Marvel thing you might be used to seeing, and that it really zooms in on character. I would say it's 95% watching 2 guys run around LA trying to book jobs, and 5% superhero action and superhero powers. But when those moments hit, they really hit. But I think it's no less compelling for being about the high-stakes drama that these guys find themselves in.
It feels like Hollywood is back, baby. It feels so good. The energy is electric. We're all so excited. We're like, did you see your episode? I'm like, did you see your episode? Because Marvel, it's very NDA, okay? We don't know, I don't know what you've seen, I don't know what I've seen, so we're kind of hush hush, but we're so excited to be here at the premiere. I would say Destin let me be a little naughty girl, and he let me play. But honestly, I feel like the amazing writing that was there allowed me to know where I could go. I always say that good writing is the house and improv is the pool table. It's just an accent. So I did get to play, but most of what I said was written. It felt like surreal, and also like how hush hush and how like old school Hollywood it is. When we get a new script, they take the other script back, give you a new script. It just felt like so like secretive and just felt like so like old school Hollywood. So I was like obsessed. But it felt great to be with like champions and giants like Sylvain, Kingsley, and Yahya. It felt so good. I would say like I had to psych myself out to be like, okay, you know what? I auditioned, I beat out a lot of other people, so that means that I deserve to be here. But I will say that I kept having to like live in like a Lululemon to be like, okay, you deserve to be here, you can do it, because it's like intimidating to be in scenes with them. But I was like, no, they expect me to do my job, and I expect them to do their job.
We shot a premiere in the series. So right now it's a little bit surreal. I feel like this is my second Wonder Man premiere. But that's really the kind of show that we have. You know, we have a lot of unexpected twists and turns. I think it's really heartfelt. It's emotional. It's about an actor's journey. I think it's relatable also. So it's about time to give it away. You know, we made it a couple years ago, and it's really about time to let it fly.
I try to be really European eccentric art house film director, and worked at home with this idea and tried to make a funny situation in my head, and that's what I played. And to show this crash between two worlds. But of course it was the good text I had, and that was I say yes, or this stuff I really want to do because the synopsis was so funny and so good.